All right, so we are going to go ahead and go through a full walkthrough on using the Genius Connector, the places that you can run it, how to set up your message segments, and all of the good things. So when you're using the Genius Connector, there's a lot of ways that you can run this tool. You can run it inside of the suggested friends area. You can run it on a sponsored ad, or a post would work the same way. You can run it on somebody else's friends list, and you can run it on the business page. Like, same thing, this is just a post, so it's just another idea. But first things first, if you are planning to send a message out with your friend request, you need to first create that message. Now, when you click on the Genius Connector, if you notice that it just pops this box up, it means you're not in the right place to run this tool. So make sure that you are seeing the correct box in order for the tool to run. But for right now, we are going to go over a couple of the options inside of this tool. So if you click here on the little settings menu, you're going to see it's going to pop up the box with the segments, the groups, and the settings. So first and foremost, we have to create the parts of our message before we can put it together as a whole. So if you want to pull up a blank document and write out your message first, just so you can have a visualization of what that would look like, you can do so. So I just put a couple of options here. I mean, it's really up to you how long or short you want to make your message. The biggest recommendation is that you have a lot of segments and a lot of variation, at least 6 and 6 segments, 6 variations inside those segments, so that you have, thousands and thousands of options for that message that's going out, which increases the likelihood of you not running into some type of copy paste violation on Facebook. So this is the first example. Hey, Mary, Facebook suggested we be friends. I take it you're an entrepreneur too. Now, this type of message obviously is going to be interchangeable depending on where you're adding somebody. If you're adding somebody, like, say, down here inside of a group specifically for dog walkers of Pennsylvania, then I could say, hey, Mary, I see we're both in Dog Walkers of Pennsylvania group. I'm always looking to connect with other possum puppy enthusiasts. Hey, Mary, looks like we have some great mutual friends in common. I'd love to connect. Have a great day. So these are just all ideas. You can go right to the punch and do a cold reach out, sharing a little bit about yourself and your opportunity. You can build rapport. Whatever it is that you want to do, whatever message that you prefer, you can create it exactly how you want. So if I look at this message, for example, this is very short, and I have to figure out how to create this into as many possible variations in order to get as many options as I can. So I'm going to go after, hey, Mary. I know that I can do that as a segment. Facebook suggested we be friends. I know that I can do that as a segment. I take it you're an entrepreneur too. I can't really do much other than that, but if I wanted, I could add another, part to my message here and say, would love to connect and hear more about what you do. Right, so that's just an option. Otherwise, if I was planning on leaving at only these 3, I have to give it more than 6 variations, because again, I'm hardcore on making sure that I don't land in Facebook jail. So, hey, Mary is going to look like hi, going to look hello, how's it going? What's up? Whatever it is that you do your greeting, maybe you say howdy, whatever your greetings are. Again, you can even use ChatGPT if you're not sure how to create ideas for your variations. And I'll create another training about that, so you can go over to that. But once you have all of the variations, you have your messages split up and ready to go, you're going to actually open up the connector and put your message together. So again, click on the settings. You can go to settings, or you can just click on this button right here and it brings you right to it. Make sure that you're under segments. And again, we're going to put each part of our message together first. And then when we're done, we will group the whole thing together. So what you're going to do is click on add. You're going to give it a title, and you could do like intro, body A, body B, body C, call to action, whatever it is that works for you. The most important thing is that you remember what piece of your message is what and what it's saying and where it's supposed to go. Because another thing is you can keep reusing different parts of a segment for different messages. But for simplicity purposes right now, I'm just going to title this generic. Oops. Generic hello, and I'm going to give it the number 1 because I want to know that this is the first part of the message that I'm creating. So down here inside of the message block is we're going to actually create the message. So I might say like, hi, and I need to click first name if I want their first name to go in here, and then click add. Now we create another message and I'm going to say, hey, first name, exclamation point, click add. Create another message, hello, first name, comma, click add. So again, you're going to do this until you have, 5 to 10 variations in here at minimum. Like I said, the more that you have, the better. That increases your chances of staying out of Facebook jail. So once you have all of this in here, it doesn't even just have to be a greeting. If you want your first message to say like, how is it going, first name, nice to meet you, whatever it is you want to say, right? Put it in here and then make sure that you save. Then we're going to go ahead and create the second part of our message and call it generic 2. And I'm going to say Facebook suggested that we connect. And I'm going to click add. Same thing. I do not want to add anything else into this because it could potentially mess up the message and then I look like I'm repeating something. So that's why I always recommend when you're first getting started to type your message out in a note. And then you can even copy and paste what you came up with for your variations, or if you're using ChatGPT. And then I'm going to paste it and I'm going to click add. Okay. Once you have your variations, make sure you have them all loaded up, click save. And you're going to keep on building that out until you have all of the pieces. So if you look down here, I've got a lot in here, different testing that I've been trying out for different messages. You can see this part, I have it number 4, number 5, number 6. So you're just going to keep them all having the same title and the same number. Maybe some parts, that you're going to reuse. Okay. Like this one right here, it says, I'm reaching out to connect with a fellow mom who's passionate about health and wellness, reaching out to connect with a fellow health conscious mom who values wellness. So I have it, variety in that message. These are just examples so you can see. Once you have all of your messages ready to go, now we need to group them together. You're going to click on groups and then you're going to click add. Make sure that you give your message the title so that you know what it is when you're going to select your message to send out. And down here where it says build message set, we're going to go ahead and click insert, message segment, and you're going to grab the very first part of your message. So let's say it was this one, number 1. Then you're going to do insert another message segment, grab the second part, insert another message segment, grab the third part, insert another message segment, grab the fourth part, etc., until you have all of the segments. Again, try to get 5 or 6 different segments with a lot of variation inside of that. And remember to click add, and your message set will look like this. This is the proper way. You do not want to have these separated because then what it's going to do is only send out something from that segment as a message versus the whole entire message together. And then when you're done, just go ahead and click Save Message Group. And over here, when you look on settings, what this is it allows you to send a message when you receive a new request from someone. And that's what I have. So if I have somebody sending me a friend request, it's not accepting the friend request for me. It is just sending them a message to start the conversation. And I really prefer that because then I remember to go and check my messages that are going out. And again, you're going to create your messages the exact same way. So my message for this says something like, hey, so-and-so, thanks for sending me a friend request. Are you looking to network and collab, or are you also a part of the AI and automation community? That's my message that goes out anytime somebody sends me a friend request, and it makes a really great right to the point conversation. So I know what it is that they're looking to gain from our friendship. You could say, hey, so-and-so, thanks for sending me a friend request. Curious how you found my page. I do XYZ, looking forward to getting to know you a little bit. Right here, this one, the green box, what it does is it will send a message when you accept the friend request. You absolutely can do this. The only thing that I want to point out is that you might have already started a conversation with this person and then you've accepted a friend request and now they're getting a message from you. So keep that in mind. And then there's this option here too. If you decline a friend request from someone, you can have it kick out a message. So maybe you're at your max of your friend list and you can't accept anybody else. You could go ahead and set this message up to say, hey, so-and-so, thank you so much for sending me a friend request. My list actually is filled up, so I can't take any more requests at this time. But if you'd like to, go ahead and click that follow button, and feel free to reach out anytime. Like that would be an idea of a message. So when you're using these options, again, make sure that you set your segments up your group's up the same way, and then you have to go into settings, toggle the box on for whichever one it is that you're choosing, choose the message that you've created for that specifically, click save settings, and then the other step that you need to do is click on activate. If you do not activate it, it is not going to work. So that is just a little point out right there. All right, so as far as running the tool in and of itself, like I said, there's a lot of ways that you can do this. Right now, I am just under the area where I have the friends and it's showing me friend suggestions. The only thing to keep in mind here is that you might end up connecting with a lot of people that really have nothing to do with who you're looking to connect with. So while you can do that, and sometimes it's a great move for people who are just getting started out on social media, since Facebook likes it when you take their suggestions, you can do that. In order to do so, you're going to click the connector at the top. You're going to choose your lookup interval, which I don't recommend going lower than 5 minutes, and tell it how many requests that you want to send out. Again, if you're starting out and you have not been sending out friend requests ever consistently, if you haven't been sending out messages, I would recommend starting out slow and then increasing this number over the course of a week or two. And you can even play with a little bit, like maybe one day you do 10, the next day you do 7, the next day you do 15, the next day you do 12, all the way up until you get to 25. And that's usually the max that people do is about 25 in the morning and 25 at night. Right here, if you want to have any mutual friends, and of course, you're going to choose the message and click run. Other than that, if you are inside of a post, refresh my page, you can run this on a post, you can run it on a sponsored ad. So let's say if I'm scrolling through my newsfeed, and the nice thing about sponsored ads is they're advertising to you, and typically you are a part of who you are looking to connect with. That is your ideal target market, right? So if I scroll down until I see a sponsored ad here, it doesn't have anybody on it. Scroll a little bit more. All right, so let's see this one right here. This, for example, is a sponsored ad. You can tell it's sponsored because it says sponsored. And it's all about, you know, people that are interested in the AI revolution, ChatGPT. This is right up my alley because this is what I do. I use AI and ChatGPT. So I'm looking for other entrepreneurs that are also interested in this type of material. If you look down here, it shows there are 23,000 people who have liked this post and 368 comments. That's pretty massive. And what I would do, excuse me, is click on the 3 dots in the upper right-hand corner, click on Genius Connector. And up here, you're going to choose, do you want reactions, which is the people who have liked, who have loved, who have maybe given it a mad face, whatever the case may be, people who have commented, or both. So if we choose both, we then need to actually tell it what reactions we want it to choose. So I clicked on choose reactions. And then I'm going to go ahead and say, let's do the likes, let's do the love, let's do the cares, and I'm going to click done. I'm going to give it my lookup interval of 5 to 9 minutes. If I want to send a message, I will choose my message. And if you don't want to send a message, you can choose to not send a message. So go ahead and choose the message. If you would like mutual friends, just make sure you tell it how many mutual friends you would like to have. If you have any keywords for people that you're looking to connect with in particular that might have something in their profile, like maybe CEO, press enter, owner, press enter, whatever the case may be, you would put those here. And if there's anything you're looking to avoid, maybe it's a specific, name of a company that you're not fond of, you could do that as well. And then just click run. And that is it for the post. The other area that you can do this is on someone's profile in their friends list. If their friends list is public, you do have the ability to run this tool by going to their profile and clicking on friends. Same thing, click the connector at the top, give it all of your intervals that you want it to do, choose your message or no message, and click run. And another great area to run this is when you're connecting on business pages. Now, obviously they have sponsored ads, but if there's an influencer that your ideal client might be hanging out on in the comments area, you can also run this on the comment section the same way, and the likes and reactions that you do as any other post by clicking the top 3 dots in the upper right hand corner here. So that is the basis of how to run the connector, how to create your messages, different ideas of where you can run this tool. The other ideal thing that this tool does for you is it will delete any of the pending requests. So if you click the icon and click the menu right here, it has delete pending request. And what that will do is all of those friend requests that you have sent out already that have not accepted your request yet, it's going to delete that. And if you're ever wondering how many you have, you can come over here on the left and click friends. You can click friend requests and then view sent requests. And you're going to see how many you have here. You do not ever want to have more than 200. Try to keep this number between 100 to 200 on any given day, because that's just much better for your algorithm.